Nerd Confessions.
Incoming transmission. Accessing database, identification acquired. Welcome back, user. Nerd Confessions will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd Confessions, our safe haven where we discuss our thoughts, opinions on everything nerdy, geeky, techie, and whatever. It's been a week, actually we've been a couple days since our last confession, but before we jump right into it, we'd like to remind our listeners that you can follow our various social media you can follow us on various social media platforms, find previous episode, and view bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. You can also contact us on that site as well and send us an email. We would love it. It's really great if you guys can send us something, and we would love to reply. My name's Soheil, the moderator for this episode, and I'm joined by Tommy.
Yo.
William.
Hello.
And our not-so-much intern, Ellie.
Hi.
She's being Mr. Robot today. And in this episode, we'll take... I'm sorry.
I thought
she's wearing the Mr. Robot thing.
She looked like a Sith Lord right now.
She's not looking like a Sith Lord.
All right.
Voices in my head.
Oh my god.
Oh, now she's Harley Quinn.
Are you seeing what
So
I'm
in this
seeing?
episode, we'll be talking about the latest news and PlayStation VR, since most of us here have played it.
PlayStation VR.
And PlayStation VR is really exciting because it allows people on the lower end of the spectrum to get their hands on some VR. If they have a PlayStation 4, that is. I want to say they don't want to spend extra money on building the computer. For the stars, let's begin what everyone's been up to. Tommy, what's new with you?
This week I did the predictable and played a lot of Ark. But I also started watching. I saw the movie London Has Fallen, which was really, really good. And I also saw.
Did London fall?
It did. It was actually pretty.
Did
crazy.
the London Bridge fall?
Yep.
Did they play the song? London Bridge is falling down.
No, they didn't play the
All right,
song.
just wondering.
Watched Dragon Ball Super, and what else did I do? I had something else. I can't. Oh, I saw Kevin Hart's What Now in theaters.
You saw it recently?
You saw it in theater?
When did it come out?
Saturday. I saw it on Saturday. Came out this weekend, I think.
Oh, a movie came. It was actually a movie in the theaters.
Yeah, it's a movie in
wow.
theaters. Yeah,
He's
he
going
sold
big.
out. He sold out a football stadium in Philadelphia. It was pretty impressive.
Oh, that's cool.
No,
That's
apparently
awesome.
nobody's ever done that.
All right. So, Will, what have you been up to?
Well, I played a lot of PlayStation VR, Batman VR, lots of rigs. I'm liking the rigs. Battlezone VR, Res a little bit. Was not impressed with Res, but it's Res. I watched It Follows, about what I thought it would be, but I enjoyed it. For the season, better than American Horror Stories.
Oh.
Not just watching it to look at the historical facts, right?
Yeah. I didn't have to read about any actual real world history when I watched.
I want to watch that movie. It freaks me out a little bit, but I want to watch it.
It's pretty. I liked it. I'll probably watch it again. I like the scenes. Had a lot of thought put into them.
Would this spoil it if I ask a question? Can it kill you by just touching you, or does it have to like physically murder you?
It's not really spoiling because it's a monster, right? It's if it touches you, it sucks your life force out.
Okay. All right. Just wondering.
By dry humping you.
Oh my god. Sexual ass stuff. All right. So, Ellie, what have you been up to?
I tried out the PlayStation VR. Played some games on that. Blood Rush. I think it's going to be a new favorite game. Yeah.
Blood Rush.
It's like everything I like in a game.
She loves scary clowns, right?
Creepy horror stuff, and then just shoot shit.
I like to shoot shit.
Wow. Why are you staring at me
But
when
what,
you say
but
that?
what about the guns? You can't appreciate the guns?
It's like I like to shoot shit.
Don't you like to
I
appreciate
didn't get
guns?
that far enough to see the guns.
You looked at the guns a lot. That's true.
You mean like the arms?
Yeah.
I was into the arms. I don't know. They look cool. They remind me
Are
like
they muscular?
No, they were like dainty arms.
Oh,
it was like
nice.
we're going for
It's like they were
a body
the
that could
girl.
be girl or man.
Oh, so something in between.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
I like more girl.
So it's like a zebra.
Unless it was a really like scrawny
Then
skinny
it
guy.
did its job, so you can
Kind of like Robert Pattinson.
you can
Yeah,
feel
I
like
don't
you're
know.
a
I got like a little like BioShock feel out of it. I don't know. Maybe that's why I liked it so much.
infiniteness. I think it's because it began
No,
with the
not
carnival.
Infinite. Yeah, the carnival, like how you would go to
Like
the
in that-
Gathering Gardens, or the vending machines or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, that's true. That
Ooh.
clown was there.
Mhm.
I like me some clown.
And then so I
murdering.
played that one. It might be my new favorite. I'll have to play more to find out. And then Batman, which
Circus
is cool.
of Values. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The vending machine. Go ahead. Batman VR.
And then yes, I played that. That was cool. I like making Batman shoot things out of nowhere. Anyways, and Job Simulator was cool. At least I got to
What's
The
your
first
job?
part-
Cleaning guns?
the Job Simulator.
Mhm.
And I know The Office.
No, shooting people?
No,
At
no,
The
not
Office?
for this one. I didn't
Can you
play too
imagine?
much. Just tried it out.
You can shoot some staples. You can throw some things.
Yeah, that's true.
Throw some Nerf balls at some people.
I don't know. I like detail-orientated like games. I like staring at things. I like to explore things. So Job Simulator has a lot of that. So I liked it. I played Brookhaven and Kitchen. Those two are horrors. Kitchen was cool. I just played the demo part. Seems intriguing enough for maybe to play it. I don't know. And then whatever. And then I also today I went to see the Guillermo del Toro exhibit at LACMA.
Was that cool? Because it did have a lot of like kaijus and stuff.
Sure.
What?
No, actually, okay. So I expected to go in there and see like pretty much
So
a
rude.
room for every one of his movies, but actually it was surprising
Just
Surprising what?
Sure.
because it's like more in depth. There's like a room where it shows like Pan's Labyrinth, for example, or his other movies, but
it's
it's
just
not.
pictures, or is it like?
It's like
other stuff?
everything.
Oh.
So
Like
then,
set
so then you
pieces?
go into these other rooms, and it's specifically themed to something he's inspired by. Like there would be a room full of like freaks, like the freak shows and stuff. He apparently was inspired by that kind of stuff. He was inspired by like the steampunk. There was like an area with just steampunk stuff and medical, like magical, like wizardy stuff. There's just like a room
There's
with
everything,
everything. Yes, for things that he was inspired. Like I was confused because I walked down this hall when I first entered, and it had like Sleeping Beauty like concept art on the walls, and I didn't understand why are these here.
What did
He
that
didn't do
inspire?
I don't know. Still, there's just a whole wall.
It could be like some storyline that he was trying to gear around with.
Yeah, because if you
Yeah, but
follow
what?
down this hall, it goes down to this other area where it had more like cartoon like concepts, like comic strips. It had like what's it called? Like the horror like comic. It's like the Creature of the Black Lagoon kind of type things, but in comic. So there's this whole room full of that, and then in that room there was a notebook of his sketches and all that you can go through virtually. So
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's like it had a reason to be there. It's like it leads you to this room where he has a sketchbook.
I like
And
it.
there's no kaijus.
Sure.
I love the kaijus though.
No,
The
yeah.
giant robots and the monsters.
No, there is. There's a ton of that.
Oh, I feel so bad. You made
Sorry.
me feel so
I'm like,
bad.
yeah,
It looks
sure.
like
It's
she's-
like, yeah, there's everything.
Nobody cares about those,
I'm
so
pre-
he'll.
I'm pretty sure she just like saw these like
I just want to see all
robots.
I like the different designs of the kaijus. They're like so different.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they got
There's like a whole
Transformers.
room for that.
I'm
It's
not-
everything.
Not really. That I like the robots. Like the robots are really fun, but the kaijus are even more fun for me. But all right,
But, no, wait,
what else did you do?
Oh, and then I watched Jessica Jones finally. After Luke Cage, I watched the first 3 episodes. I don't like it.
Ooh,
Jessica
Was
Jones-
it
I
too
don't-
feminist for you?
No, it's just like I don't
Is it
know.
too
Okay,
It's
Black
cheesy,
Panther?
right?
The storyline kind of has me intrigued a little, maybe enough to watch a little bit more. But I hate Jessica Jones.
Mhm.
I hate her. I don't know what happened to her, but I don't like the flashbacks. It makes her look like she was stupid or something.
It's
But
an
now I'm
interracial relationship, isn't it?
No.
Whoa. Why'd you play that card, Will?
The-
All of a sudden, I don't know where you played
the
the hard
trailer-
card.
The trailer looks really stupid when I saw it, and I was like, I don't want to see this.
I don't know.
It just didn't pull me in. It just looks like a mock of like.
The main thing I liked about it was Kilgrave, and was the guy that played Doctor Who. It was my favorite Doctor Who, and enjoyed his acting, enjoyed him in it. I enjoyed what he could do in it.
I don't know, but
David Tennant.
yeah, well, Jessica Jones, just her character. It's just I don't like her. Like maybe that's why I don't like it. But everything else, I don't know. And I saw Luke Cage was in the first episodes, obviously, and I find him with more personality in Jessica Jones than his own series, so I thought that was weird. Like, I liked him more in that, and I felt like he had more personality than the actual show.
He was putting on a charm for the lady.
He's getting that. He's getting that coffee talk. Want to get some coffee?
Cat videos. What?
All right. So, what have I been doing? I've been playing PlayStation VR. After I got it, I unboxed that sucker and I connected the million cords that I got. And then I started playing. The first game I actually played was Job Simulator, and I played the demo. Then I went in there and I said, I gotta have it, and then I bought it. And then I started washing dishes. And then I told myself, what the fuck am I doing? I am washing dishes in a game. I must be going crazy. I was just washing dishes in real life.
So the story is, I called him, and he's washing dishes in real life. And he's talking about PlayStation VR, and he's washing dishes. Like, man, I hate washing dishes. And 10 minutes go by. He's like, man, I must be losing my mind. I'm like, what? What's going on? He goes, I'm washing dishes in a goddamn video game.
Well,
I was dying.
You can't throw the dishes across the room and break them.
Yeah, I know I could have, but I was just like, you got to finish this mission. You got to finish. I'm really mission oriented. I was like, yep, I'm done. And then I finished it, and I was like, man, I must be losing my mind. I'm washing dishes in a game.
Did you repair any cars?
Huh?
Did you repair any cars?
No, I didn't do that one yet.
Oh, okay.
I did do the dishes, and I made that kid that pizza and all that kind of weird
You can do
stuff.
some funny stuff in the car repair one.
I'm going to get
Try
on
it
that
out.
right when I get home. And then I played Batman VR, Riggs the demo. I whomped in that game. I was too good, I guess. And then
I'll talk about that later.
all right, Battles Zone. I played that, the demo version, and I finished season 1 of Man on the High Castle. I like it a lot. Cool concept.
So what is the concept?
United States lost World War II, and half of the United States is owned by Nazi Germany, and the other half is owned by Japan.
That's cool.
And the middle zone is a neutral zone, and it's if the Nazis won World War II.
What's the year in the story?
1960, and the United States is ruled by half Nazis, half Japanese.
That's
That's
kinda
scary
cool.
thought.
Yeah, it's really weird.
On Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh.
It's a Prime original. And then I also watched the Netflix movie Battle of Jadotville.
Oh, you saw that one? I seen the trailer.
It was
for
good. It was good
it?
for like an hour. It's like an hour and a half long. It's pretty entertaining. It's kind of weird because you never watch movies with military people, and they, it's kind of weird. I don't want to break the ending, but it's got a weird ending to it, and it's kind of like you lose the ending. Kind of gets lost. And I feel like you built this movie up to be really fun, and all of a sudden really great, and the end is like crap. So anyway, I do recommend watching it. So let's get right into
News of the week.
all right. So news number 1: PlayStation VR works with Xbox One. The box, which allows you to see the main PlayStation screen to save resources, is completely separate from the processing power of the PlayStation. Because of this, you're able to use it on any platform as long as you still plug in the USB port into the PlayStation 4. The virtual reality experience is not compatible, however, of course.
Pretty funny.
Wait, so it works on Xbox One, but
You can play. I guess you could play it on Xbox
So you
One.
could anything actually. You could plug your Xbox One to it. You can plug regular TV into it, and it would all work as long as you have the USB cord plugged into the PS4. You know how that you see the main screen on that one thing? It would be the same way.
so why would
Because
you?
there's a
Why would
separate-
you? But I don't understand. Why would you want to use it?
It's
on the
basically
Xbox
like you
One?
didn't want to have the. Somebody could be doing something else on TV, and then you could just be playing Xbox One with the headset on.
No, but that doesn't make
So-
sense.
so
If
you'd
you're
be
plugged
playing-
in
you-
USB into the.
You would be playing your Xbox One as like a TV would be your VR headset. The VR headset would be a TV.
It's like a big screen in front of you. It's simulating like a big 76 or 60-inch screen in
so
front of your
you're
face.
saying you can? Let's say if I'm playing Halo, for example, on Xbox One, I can have it playing through the VR headset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could lay down on your bed.
It's not going to be an actual VR, but it's going to be like there's a TV in front of you.
It's
Oh.
good. It's good, but it's going to hurt your eyes a lot.
Yep.
I think.
For me, it's okay, but I don't know. Ellie tried it and she had a hard time with it.
Nah, that's.
I'm sure I will get a headache from all that, stuff.
It's because Will's secretly a robot.
Are you a robot? We haven't checked.
Are you a robot, Will?
He is. His leg is at least.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What?
What?
It's just,
Whoa!
He broke his
those are,
leg.
Those are screws.
Screws.
There's nothing robotic about them.
Well, I got screws in my shoulders.
I just have to oil them every now and then.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So, all right, then next piece of news. Samsung is offering users who return the Note 7, and if they stick with their Samsung, they will get $100 and a new phone, usually in Samsung 7, Samsung's Galaxy 7.
Yahtzee.
I think they're really worried about people going other to like iPhone 7. So
Yeah.
Not
they
just
just want
that.
to say, oh, if you stick with us, we'll just give you $100 on top
But also
of
the
free
timing.
phone.
The
But not-
timing is really bad for them too, because now Google released Pixel, right?
It's not released yet, but it's
Not released
they're
yet?
stating that there's
It's
making
going
a
to
phone.
be, yeah.
Yeah, so people are probably like, oh, fuck Samsung, I'm going to go to Google.
But the biggest thing that's happening actually is that FAA
it's banned it,
is
right?
banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, they banned the phone from flights.
Planes.
If you bring it on a flight, it's a federal offense now.
So do you think like people have to like you have to show your phone before you go in?
No, it's not like that. I'm sure if they see a Note 7 going through the TSA, they'll just take it away.
Damn. So
Yeah.
like, what do you do if you have one? Just
Throw it away.
They don't take it to the plane with you.
They're discontinued now. I mean, why wouldn't you return it?
Yeah.
You could get a new phone for free.
They're telling people, bring your phone back.
And $100.
Yeah, and you had $100. I was talking
Damn,
to
can you
somebody
imagine how much money
recently.
that is?
I was talking to someone today actually that told me about this as well. He's like, yeah, I got $100 and I got my Note 7. I mean, I got a Galaxy 7. It's the same height, but it's thinner. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, I like Androids. I like Samsung. I'm staying with it. But the problem is that I really wish I didn't have to give up my Note. I really want the Note.
Yeah, it's also a hassle.
Yeah, it is a hassle. You have to go in. But yeah, I think that being an FAA issue is going to really make all those people return their phones. And I'm sure Samsung stock has dropped. Apple stock is doing real well right now.
Yeah, I heard that.
These aren't stock tips, people. Don't go out there and buy in stock of what I say. What I'm trying to explain is that stock prices have gone up.
You got to be predictive. You got to say, okay.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy stocks, invest in Cheerios.
I heard that the Note 7 battery is blowing up. I'm going to buy all the Apple stock right now before
Yeah,
anybody
exactly.
else does. That's what you got to do.
That's exactly it. So, the new Beats commercial has no strings.
It has no strings to hold it.
Unlike
down,
the
to hold it
PSVR.
down.
Oh, God. That's true.
Yes,
But
it's true. It has cords.
it has a lot of cords. But it's not the cords that go to the VR headset that bother me. Let me just say that. I'm getting off topic. The thing that bothers me is the setup. That took forever and a day. But I understand it comes with the territory. Once it's set up, it's done. It's the first time you're done. Only one time.
I'll give you it's actually more complicated than the Oculus. It's somewhere in
sure.
between the Vive and the Oculus as far as difficulty.
Vive is harder.
Vive is really hard.
All right, there you go.
What are we
Thank
talking
God.
about?
So not Samsung, the Beats commercial, they used the Pinocchio song. I don't know what the title is of the song, but it's got no strings.
It's no string.
And
It's
they
horrible.
basically have all these celebrities singing or mouthing the song as they walk around with headsets that obviously have strings because they go from their phone to their headset. Not from their phone, their headset.
They just have things on them hanging
Yeah,
out. So
hanging out.
it doesn't. It's not really like 100% accurate. It has no strings. I mean, I get the message, but it's like it's just a really stupid way of advertising it.
There's
Yeah.
a string. Sorry.
Yes, Elliot sucks.
But I don't really like Beats. I don't like Beats headphones. The only reason I don't like Beats headphones is that the price doesn't match the products.
Yeah, the quality's
advertised. Yeah. So whatever Beats. You try to keep staying edgy and stop using Disney as a backdrop. Anyway. Oh my God! I had to burp. Sorry. Take that out.
That too.
A new Red Dead is here. Rockstar is teasing a new release with portions of a large picture that was released will be released each day. So we had a tweet that had the Rockstar logo on a red background, right?
Yeah.
Then we had a picture of, I think it's John Marston and
some other people,
six
yeah.
people that you don't know.
Which means it's probably a prequel.
It means
Which would be his gang before they broke up.
exactly. And it's probably going to be really, really fun because the first Red Dead was amazing. And I think whoever played it loved it. I loved it.
Well, it's not technically the first Red Dead, it's the second one, but yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
Red Dead
sorry.
Redemption.
Yeah, Redemption. That's one of my favorites. It was my favorite because I like cowboy westerns, not
I
spaghetti.
love going into the bar, getting drunk and walking out and stumbling and falling in the street.
Wow.
And people yelling at you as they walk by.
Sounds like your
I
weekends,
love.
huh?
I loved putting people in front of the train. That was my favorite thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I love doing that too.
And putting my horse.
I love
putting
chasing
horses
down
in
the
front of
train with my horse.
it. It was really fun to watch.
I
it
love
explode.
Bigfoot too. That was awesome.
That was kind of weird, but I enjoyed the Red Dead. So, do you think that people are going to pre-order this game?
Yes.
Do you think that's a good idea?
It's Rockstar, so it's not that big a risk, to be honest.
Rockstar is a pretty good puts out good stuff.
It
I
could
wouldn't-
suck. It's possible.
I doubt it though. Rockstar.
Yeah,
always-
Rockstar's pretty. They got a pretty good.
Rockstar,
credibility.
yeah, they have a good history of releasing good stuff. I haven't seen anything from them that I really hated.
I mean, hell, look at their Grand Theft series, right? It's getting so much better now each time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the Blizzard of 2K.
Yeah, there you go. You nailed it. Exactly.
An anti-Trump ad has been made showing Donald Trump as a Hanzo player in Overwatch. So go ahead.
Fuck those Hanzo players.
Basically, Donald Trump is in front of a computer screen, and he says Donald Trump mains Hanzo and complains about team comp in chat.
Basically, Hanzo is like the one player that just sits there and does nothing for the team except for spam arrows,
Yeah.
according to most Overwatch players.
And then he shoots that giant wolf thing that kills the whole team on the other side.
Yeah, and everybody gets pissed off.
Yeah, because he just shoots at a wall. It doesn't even matter, and randomly a giant wolf spiral tornado goes towards all the players and basically kills the whole other team if you point it right. I don't know. I think Hanzo could be tactical if you're smart, but I get it. The joke is funny, but
Do we know where these advertisements are?
No, it's just
They're on billboards.
I mean, but where?
it's not.
Like,
I don't think it's a real one, is it?
I don't think it's real either. I don't think anyone's going to pay. Says Trump is not a teamplayer.com. who bought that goddamn
I can
URL?
try it. Let me see. Trump
Ooh.
is not a teamplayer.com. Does it work? Does it work? It does work.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
got the same picture. My team sucks. Donald Trump has fired 2 campaign managers. His policy team quit because he forgot to pay them. And he is being abandoned by his Republican Party. If he can't keep his campaign together, how is he going to bring the country together? And has a picture of him as Hanzo.
That's pretty funny. It's,
I like it.
You really gotta hate somebody to make a whole website about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has a picture of him as, what's that? Bastion. And he has in quotes, "The controller is broken." Like his mic. The mic is broken.
Oh my god.
And the bird's dead next to him. That's sad. The bird's awesome.
poor ads and people buying ads like this. I don't know. I don't care anymore about political stuff. Let's move on to games and stuff. Overwatch has Halloween skins for the season, and they're very, very popular, and more and more features are being added. One of the most recent is a candy distributing emote for Anna.
Yeah, Blizzard is known for this kind of stuff. I mean, they do a lot of seasonal things on World of Warcraft and stuff.
I need to get around to playing it because I'm kind of excited to get some of the skins.
I haven't played it in a long time.
We all need to play it before Halloween ends.
Okay, let's do it. Join Nerd Confessions on playing on PlayStation 4. We're going to try Womp on people.
Womp.
We'll set up a date on Facebook so people can play with us.
It's a plan.
Ellie will join us and she'll Womp on you. She's a Womper. Have you seen any of the other costumes, Will? What do they look like?
They made the pig guy look like a Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what the one for...
Elliot probably really liked the costume design that they had.
I think I saw the one for the doctor. Oh, my God. The flying angel lady. Oh, my God. I forgot her name. What's her name again?
Yeah, that's who I was trying to think.
Morpheus.
Yeah, she has a really nice one. All right, so next piece of news. Walking Dead has
Yay.
been renewed for a season 8 before season 7 has
Yay.
even been aired.
Yeah.
So either it's really good or
Ding, ding,
people
ding, ding.
are trying to cash in with this cash cow. So,
Cash in
Cash
with
cow.
this cash cow.
or they're trying to milk this cash cow, whatever you want to put it out there. So, do you think that's a good idea, bad idea? Last seasons have been stated as great, but a lot of people complain that there's a lot of build-up.
Better make up in season 7.
Look, the thing is,
Starting
these
next
kind of
week.
these kind of shows, you need to have that long build up, or else if you just drop what it is right up, 5 episodes in, then people are like, well, there's not enough of content. Nah. So there's always gonna be something that's gonna bug people. So I mean, you gotta pick. Would you rather just have people follow you longer and extend it out, or would you rather just drop the ball quickly and then have only for example, like the Sherlock episodes where you only have an hour and a half of one episode, and then there's only 3 episodes and it's done for 2 years. and it loses following, like the
Right.
BBC Sherlock. So I mean,
Right.
you have to kind of pick and
That's
choose.
how British shows are, though. That's how British shows are.
Yes and no, but I mean at the same time, it's like
And when you watch
For,
Luther is the same.
I think one of the complaints I hear the most is this person actually going to die, or is he not dead? Oh no, of course they wouldn't
Well,
kill
that
a
mean
main
that-
player.
well, it's half the stories. Like I mean, that's half the whole.
Yeah, but then it gets annoying because they would do it all the time.
Well, yeah,
So-
I mean, well, that's what it's about. You're in a zombie apocalypse world where everyone dies. The whole spiel. What are they going to talk about? Oh, are they going to go on vacation now?
I think the new villain they introduced is very interesting,
Yeah, Negan's really nice.
and I'm interested to
The
see how
actor
it
who
plays
plays
out.
it, I forgot what his name is. He's actually a really good actor. He played in what was that one show recently in Miami? Fuck, I forgot the name.
Miami Vice?
No, not Miami Vice. It was
He played in that one movie too.
damn it.
That one movie.
I forgot the name.
All right.
Jeffrey
moving-
Dean Morgan,
Yeah, what was it? What did he play in last?
Grey's Anatomy.
No, before that.
Watchmen. He was in Watchmen.
Yeah, he was. He was
Magic
the,
City.
the Joker.
Magic City, that's what it was.
Oh, he's in Magic City.
Yeah. I completely forgot.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was a really
He's a good
one.
actor. I think he was in other movies too, but I remember him in Watchmen as being that Mr. Happy or Mr. Smile, whatever his name is.
Well, he was also in Batman vs. Superman. He was Thomas Wayne.
Oh, yeah. He was. He was Bruce Wayne's dad, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. So let's see where he goes with that. So a safety board in the UK has prosecuted over some film breaches of health safety and basically like OSHA here in the United States, that employees were, being allowed to get hurt during the filming. And Harrison Ford was got a serious injury while filming. I guess a hydraulic door went down on his foot and broke his foot. So they're suing him for $2 million for Force Awakens. What do you guys think?
Those bastards.
Typical.
Governments. Sorry, just kidding. Late to the game. Suing him after the movie came out a long time ago. But yeah, I think that's interesting that they're going to sue over that. I think that it should be dropped. It's already past its prime. You're going to sue him now. It's ridiculous. So, anybody excited about Harry Potter?
Yes.
The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them will be a 5-film franchise. Is this too many movies, or should they focus on a trilogy instead?
Isn't this already considered a trilogy? It's half the 3.
It's basically 5 movies, so it's a little bit more than a trilogy. It's called a quadrilogy.
This is going to not. We're not talking about Harry Potter. We're talking
quintology.
about this movie.
Yeah, exactly. No,
This
that's what I
movie, yeah.
mean.
But
I mean,
should
if
it
it's-
just be a trilogy that they focus on, and then hey, if it works out, we maybe do more.
I promise you, what's gonna happen is because people love the whole Harry Potter world. Not necessarily. It's not just to Harry Potter himself, but like the world he lived in, right?
Well, what I could see is part of Harry Potter is you get to see this kid grow up and become like a semi-adult.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, like, I mean, think about it. Why are people so like into the Hogwarts thing that opened up in Universal and all this like Harry Potter shit that's going on? People wanting their own wands. They love the whole wizarding world. So
But what's
I
the point of
I-
having?
Well, look, I think this is gonna open the doors for her to introduce other
Or
characters.
is this like Walking Dead when they're cashing in on a cash
No,
cow?
because The Walking Dead is just like, it's a world that is always there, right? There's always zombie apocalypse shit. Well, how many wizarding worlds do you know where like they're all hidden and shit? It's not that many.
No, I think they're just really going after they're saying, okay, this movie's going to be popular. Let's break it up. Because the story's going to be so long, we have to break it up into pieces, and then we have to film it. And it's going to take us about 5 episodes to realize it. So I think then it's not
I don't
because of the
understand
money.
it personally. I mean, the book is
I
how
don't-
big is the book? It's not.
I don't know. I don't know exactly because I haven't seen that
I mean,
book.
there's no way it's bigger than like the 7 fucking books that are.
No,
what is
but
it, 8
I
books?
really, I remember J.K. Rowling saying that the movies, she loved them, but she wasn't able to realize all her dreams in the movies because they had to cut it down for movie sake.
She should have done TV series like Netflix. That would have been crazy.
But what
wasn't available
about
then.
like say for example, Hobbit, which was 1 book, became 3 movies.
And people really thought the second movie was not so hot.
Yeah,
and
and maybe it'd be similar.
yeah. So if she wants to realize it
The
properly,
Hobbit is that's just milking the cash cow.
no. But I understand why he went 3 movies because he's like, okay, I did 3 movies in the first one. I'm gonna do 3 movies now. So that's why he did that. But yeah, he made a poor decision on it, and he wasn't so happy with the second movie and the first movie.
I liked it.
But we'll see what happens. At the end of the day, it was a good movie. I thought it was good. But let's see where this goes. I think that they can't realize this book maybe in the first 3 movies, so they had to do 5.
Maybe.
That is my thing. I don't know if that's
Maybe
true
they
or
just
not.
want to introduce a lot of beasts.
That's true.
They
Maybe
must
they'll
be
introduce
very
you.
confident in the story then too.
Maybe
to
they're going to introduce
make it-
some other people.
Yeah.
Or
They
maybe
better-
where you can find them.
We'll find out with the first
I
one. See
wonder
if
if
it.
they'll. I wonder if they'll
people.
convert the cursed child into a movie.
Rumor: Sleeping Dog Studio United Front Games shuts down.
Sad times.
What?
Moments of
If it's
silence,
true.
please.
If it's true, sad times. I'll read the rest. The Vancouver-based developer United Front Games, best known for the work on Sleeping Dogs, which I loved, Mod Nation, Racers, and Triad Wars, is no more. According to multiple unconfirmed reports, news of the studio's closure comes as United Front's latest title, Smash Plus Grab,
Smash and grab.
is in the middle of a free weekend on Steam.
What just happened right now?
Because you went Smash Grab. So I stopped.
I was correcting you.
Or Smash and Grab, whatever you want to call it, is in the middle of a free weekend on Steam. What do you guys think?
That really shows they're desperate. Free weekends.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'll suck if they closed. They're a pretty good studio.
I really like Sleeping Dogs.
That's
I really enjoyed that game so much.
Yeah, that's the video game industry for you.
But they haven't put anything
There was an
out,
interview just recently. The person that used to be in charge of Uncharted, that did Uncharted 1 and 2 and 3.
though.
Forget her name, that lady.
Yeah, I forgot her name too. I'll find out right now. Go ahead.
She said that there's no winning. It's a constant struggle to be a AAA developer, and there's no winning or something like that. Something to that extent.
Sounds like fashion. One day you're in, the next day you're out.
Well, I think in this circumstance, what she was referring to is the fact that you have to work like 12-hour days or more at the office, and when you're working on this every day, like 7 days a week, and it's part of the contract they don't get overtime for that when they're in crunch.
Amy
They
Hennig.
get burned out. Is
Amy
that what you're saying?
Hennig, yeah.
Sounds like
So
they
they
should
get-
have read
they
the
get-
fine print.
They get burnt out, and there's high turnover rates, and it sucks to be a AAA developer. So
Yeah.
Just basically nonstop, and then if you stop for a sec,
Not-
then
not-
that's where-
not that Front Game. United Front Games was a really high-end AAA developer, but they made some really good games like Sleeping Dogs.
I'm sad to see it go because I was hoping for a Sleeping Dogs too.
But it's still just a rumor, though, so we don't know.
I did
It's
buy
not-
the Sleeping
Yes.
Dogs expansions.
Yeah, so hopefully it's not true.
Please don't be true. Make some good games for us too. Wait, time out. I just need to push that one more time.
games are cool.
There we go. We got 30 minutes at least. Pokemon the first movie is returning to theaters. Cinemark partnered with Pokemon Company to bring back the first full-length animated Pokemon movie November 1st and October 29th, and will cost $5 at no more than 200 theaters. The first Pokemon movie was released in 1999, back when we were wee babies.
Isn't that when the whole Ash Ketchum and all that shit?
Yeah, and then Mewtwo
Oh.
and Mew was healing everybody because they were crying, and Mewtwo was being a dick.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
And the
I saw that
Pokemon were
recently.
fighting each other with little fists, like barely tapping each other and getting all tired and like, and then eventually just staring at each other.
Didn't Ash like cry or something?
Yeah, Ash like sacrificed himself for Pikachu or something, and then all the
Just call
Pokemon
him
cried.
Ass.
That's what
You just
I
call him
heard
Ass.
too.
Ass catch 'em.
Ass.
Ass.
Ass Ketchup.
Gotta catch 'em all in your butt.
Okay. Well,
Oh my
where
god.
is this going?
So not only that, but Pokemon Go also got a big update. So it looks like there's a lot of features that were added on Pokemon Go. So if you enjoy your Pokemon Go, it got updated. Even though I think a lot of people dropped off the map on that game, there's some updated features.
Sounds like a big waste of time.
Well, you were like one of the original players, weren't you, Tommy?
No, I wasn't actually. I jumped on later,
Oh yeah.
and I hated it and I left.
You were pretty big in it. I remember you catching like really good stuff.
I remember he spent a lot of money.
Yeah, you
I
did.
think when you were in
I
that
didn't spend
game,
any money.
you would have been
It's
called what
probably
they
one of the
call.
first games I didn't spend any money on. That's how bad it was.
It would have been what they call a whale.
Excuse me? Who you calling a whale?
It's calling you a whale, son.
You know what?
maybe because
take your Pokemon.
Free to play well.
Take your Pokemon Go and get the hell.
That's the 1% that actually spends like $200 plus on the game.
I don't even know how people spend $200 on that game. I don't know. I can't see it. It's why don't
to
you
be better than their friends.
You get all the stuff for free. It just takes time.
But they don't want to spend the time.
Oh my god! It's a time movie.
Their time is valuable to them.
Time is money, baby, and I ain't got a lot of time.
I just met somebody. Okay, I haven't played since they updated the step traffic. Remember how they updated the steps? Remember when they took away the steps?
You haven't played since then? That was quite a while ago.
I haven't played since then. And I was level 21 when I stopped playing. I met someone that's been playing since the beginning.
Really?
As level 21.
Okay, well, as you approached my levels when I stopped too, I remember I was like 21. You're like, wow, you played a lot. And then you caught up to my level. That's when you stopped too.
That's because you were playing a lot. You would sit there in the damn parking lot and just catch the same goddamn
Brea
Pokemon.
Mall was a perfect place to catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
And it would happen to be on my way home every day.
You're considered an addict. I hated that game because it was always the same shit every day. Every day, fucking another Raichu or whatever the fuck, and another Pidgey.
I hate the Pikachus. They're so hard to catch.
Got the Raichu? That's a lucky break.
I don't know. It's a whole bunch of regular shit all the time, and it just made me mad. I was like over it. And then all of a sudden, like every gym, somebody's got a fucking Dragonite, and you're like, how am I supposed to compete with this shit? Like, where do you find
it? You get your friends to take over the gym with you.
My friends suck at this game as much as I do.
First topic of the week: Batman Arkham VR.
I'm Batman.
So we're going to talk about Batman VR. It's going to be really, really fun, and everyone here played it except for Tommy. Sorry, Tommy. He did get to see some video. PSVR, and it was made by Rocksteady Games, I believe, and WB Studios. What are our first impressions out there? Let's go out with William.
So this is not really what you would expect a full regular game to be. It's more an experience. So if you like Telltale Batman games, think of it as like a point-and-click adventure game without having any say in the narrative. You have say in the actions, but you don't have any say in the narrative. It's a pretty fun experience, though, from what I've played of it so far.
So from what I noticed when I was playing it, you basically are playing in a continuation of the story, different portion of Arkham City, right? Like a different offshoot of the story of Arkham City, kind of.
Oh,
because it's the same. It's kind of like the same settings as Arkham City, just same areas, but you're playing in first person.
I don't think it really takes place in the same universe because.
Oh, I mean, in like the look and everything of Arkham City.
This story doesn't seem like it can take place because something happens that doesn't make sense with the universe of the games.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, there's things that don't make sense, but at least it's cool because it's like first person, and it's cool because you get to be a superhero.
I'm Batman.
And basically have a good time. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I always wanted to be Batman when I was a kid, and I got to be Batman, and it really sucks you in because of the sound, and the game looks amazing. That's just me.
Yeah, for what I thought it would be, it looked pretty good. But you could tell they took a lot of shortcuts, like with the backgrounds. A lot of them are just like,
whatever.
Yeah, they're just like, you can tell they're like 2D images made to look like they're 3D, and things like that. But I mean, for what it is, they pulled it off very well. Ellie, what did you think of the controls?
The controllers were weird, but cool. I mean, it was the first time I tried out the VR, the PlayStation VR. So it was fun, though. I mean, it wasn't hard to use or anything.
Yeah, it was very easily accessible, I think.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff you can do, like when you're looking at Batman on a mirror or something.
Oh, the mirror is the best part. I love the mirror so much.
It's like there's enough.
There's a lot of mirror in this game.
I can tell you what Ellie immediately did when she saw herself in the mirror. Do you want to know?
What?
Do you want to know what she first did?
Touch herself?
She touched herself. She started squeezing his Batman's pecs and slowly caressing his chest. It's like, oh man, I'm a man.
So, I basically, when I first got to see myself in the mirror, I danced around. I did really weird stuff. But let me say something about the controls. So before you become Batman, there's like a little tutorial, I guess, that gives you where you can, please do this, please do that, please do this. I had to restart my game because my game calibration was so off. I had to go fix the camera.
It's because you didn't charge it.
That's something I don't like about this is I didn't think you'd have to do this. I thought it would be smart enough to know that they would have it figured out with the 2 camera system that you wouldn't have to calibrate anymore. I apparently was wrong because on PlayStation 3 you'd have to calibrate, but it was only 1 camera sensor. I thought 2 cameras you had enough depth to figure it all out, but apparently not, and it kind of sucks.
I had to calibrate like 3 times once because when I was playing it kept saying I was too close, and then I couldn't grab things as my move controller was going out of sense screen, and I was just getting frustrated, so I just turned off the game and I went back. But it happened one time.
I like how you can be aggressive.
Oh my gosh, Ellie, you were so aggressive. Like throwing so many batarangs at everything. There was a scene where you overview a villain doing something, and I hovered around and was like, oh, what's he going to do? Oh, I better attack him now. He's about to kill that guy. Ellie instead was like, oh, and then she immediately threw batarangs everywhere and then
kill civilians.
You're a murderer.
No, it's
collateral
fun.
damage.
I was just having fun. It was like it's fun playing it with VR. So it's
yeah, Ellie was throwing everything across the room, saying "fuck you," and she was going crazy.
I was caressing every character I ran into.
What?
I mean, that's fun too.
You guys are
You
weird.
can be gentle. You can
Man,
be
when
aggressive.
you're
you can
listen.
play the game how it's supposed to be.
You're Batman. Batman's really macho, right? And in this, I said, hey, Batman's going to be a lover, and he's not going to be a fighter. He's going to caress everyone's face.
And then if they say the wrong thing, then you're going to have to kill them.
Yeah. And anyway, it's fun to be Batman. I enjoyed the game is very linear. You can only do what it tells you to do.
Yeah, but what I do like is they give you an option. Each section you can go back to and play to your heart's content, or you can skip forward if you want to like replay a certain section.
Yeah.
When you go back to the main screen, it gives you an option.
So right now it's only the hand movement, right? Basically.
You can do hands, and you get the tools. You get 3 tools, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he has his belt, his bat belt. So you look down and you can see your batarang is on the centerpiece. Your scanner for crime scenes
So
is
So like
on
if
the
you
left.
if you were to let's say crouch in
You
real
can't
life
you
with the
can't
character crouch,
You
in the
could
game?
crouch, but you would lose tracking to
It would be
certain
really
point.
weird.
Yeah.
Because you basically go down so deep, so down.
It'd be cool if eventually they make like a suit where you could just like literally get in and
Well,
all your actions are.
If
That'll
we're
be
going to talk
pretty-
about the Vive you can do this. The Vive is so good. You can walk around. You can lay down on the floor. You can put the controllers on the floor. It'll all detect that. It's that precise that it knows exactly where you want the play stays. This has to be directly in front of the camera. You have to be standing one spot. It's not as exact.
Yeah, and it gives you 2 options, either standing or sitting. You can play standing or sitting, and it says we recommend you stand though. But when you're standing for like, I literally played this game I think for like 20 minutes, and I don't know, I don't sweat that much when I work out, but my head was sweating because the PlayStation VR makes your head sweat. So I was like, my thing was fogging up.
Your brain was getting microwaved.
Or if you're playing aggressively, it also fogs up.
Did you know what I did with the batarang?
It fogs up pretty easily.
I grabbed
What
like
else does it do?
Did you lick the battery?
Did I lick the battery?
what?
The batarang.
Oh, the battery? Did I lick the battery?
The batarang.
Batarang.
Oh, bat ring. Oh, no.
What? Bat
Yes.
Batarang.
No, I didn't.
Rang of-
Where does the bat ring go?
I don't
Oh
know.
my god, what those weird questions. So when you on the bat belt, I had the batarang. I just pushed the trigger like 1,000,000 times, and 1,000,000 batarangs fell down.
Like you
do it next time,
counted
just
to like 1,000,000.
Like drop, and like a whole bunch of batarangs are falling down. I was laughing because it was just stocking, piling, but it would disappear as it would pile up.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was like, grab, and just pile all over the floor. I was a little surprised. Ellie, instead, she like angled it just enough to where she hit the button, it would immediately shoot off, and then she like angled both controllers up that way, and it just went click, 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 and all shot off from her belt.
Oh man, you found a machine gun tactic.
Yeah, she was like, like you know how in like the Old West they put the hand on the hammer,
Yeah,
and just keep firing. It was kind of like that.
yeah. What is it? I forgot. Quick
Did
fire.
I really?
Quick
I don't
fire.
know if I did.
That's what she
Rapid
was like. It was like
succession.
you're doing.
I
Rapid
thought that's how you
succession.
play.
I did it, but there was that, and then there was that Target game. You play the Target game?
Yeah.
With the batarang.
Where the target, you put the target.
God,
yeah.
that was hard. Not because you throw one over there and it would like track and hit it, and then sometimes you'll throw it and it would not track, and it was like, all right, I'm going, bye bye.
Yeah, in this game, there's not just the main experience. There's also a lot of like cameos and little things you can discover, like hidden throughout the game. Like you can draw Batman's blood and do a reading on that to kind of get some history. And there's other little things you can find. So there's a lot of replayability to this, I'd say. Like maybe you don't want to do everything, and that's why they have the main screen where you can choose each scene. So
yeah, you can go and you get to relive Batman as a child. That was a major
some
scene.
sweet mama butt.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Mama's butt?
You're missing out. Tell me, like, you need to play it.
Yeah, you know.
So
Kidding.
only thing I was looking at is that the whole scene was really weird, because when I first played it, and everybody knows this scene, Batman's scared of a play, so he runs out, and his mom comes after him, and his dad come out, they leave the theater, and then Batman's dad and mom are talking to him about how they would be scared about seeing the play, and then a few seconds later, they were scared as well. A few seconds later, Robert comes around, asks for some money, and wants the pearls. She has a hard time taking her pearls off. Batman's dad helps. Doesn't get it done. The guy comes with a gun, shoots dad and mom and dad die, and Batman just looks at the guy and he tells him some stuff and walks away, and then he becomes Batman.
I like how they never had bodyguards. That always struck me. I mean, you're a billionaire of the city. You don't have bodyguards walking around in the slums.
Yeah, some people just didn't need it then.
Stupid.
Except this
So
time,
you got get.
Go ahead.
it's in VR. You're the child, first person perspective, and you're right behind your mom's ass.
Yeah, but she tells you to get behind her.
Oh yeah, but you can peek around. Or you can just enjoy that sweet.
You know
sweet
what I did?
view.
You know what I did? Oh my god, you're so nasty.
It's virtual.
It's a mom butt.
It's a 3D.
You don't have hands though, so no grabbing mama butt or mama.
I know they took it away on purpose. I know it.
I would put a batarang in that guy's head. Anyway, so when the guy showed up to point his gun at me, I turned around. Like I said, I wish I can record my voice. I said, just do it, make it happen. But he didn't do it, so it's over.
It's a bummer.
But the game is really fun, and it's got creepy moments later on. It's not jump scary, I would say. It kind of is. They try to go for some jump scares, and it's just fun. I mean, to be a Batman, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is not a full price game. It's $20 right now,
And so it should be.
And you get 20% off with Prime. I would say it's more than worth the 20% off price, which is $16.
Yeah. It's totally worth it for the $16.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes down to $10, I would say totally worth the $10. Yeah. I mean, it's an experience. It's not like just a standard video game too. It's an experience. So
and don't expect to be buying this game thinking that you're gonna get a full 7-hour game. You're not. Getting that.
I mean, you'll have replayability just like you go watch a movie again.
Right.
Think about it like a little movie.
A movie that you play through.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the game is actually for you to live as Batman in a few scenes, and it really makes you feel like you're Batman because the things you see in the game is what Batman does on a daily. You just don't see him in the other games. You see him in the movies or the cartoons. If you watch the cartoons, it really feels like one of the early cartoons of Batman. So a little bit darker though.
The only thing that threw me off is there's one scene where something really bad happens, and you're investigating the crime scene. And he says, they broke his neck. He must have been in agony. I never heard Batman talk like that before.
Because he was sad, Will.
I know, but I've never heard him talk like that.
Well, and also
before.
he has no remorse. I mean, at the end of that whole conversation, I don't want to break any things but with the game, but if I found out someone that...
I mean, he was very emotional in Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
And he never
But it was
talked
the
like
same.
that.
It was the same actor, right? Voice actor?
I think so. That scene made me think of somebody different because I never heard him talk like that before. Maybe he's just getting too old.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's getting Alzheimer's. That's sad.
Oh my god.
But all right.
He denounced Trump.
Batman did?
The voice actor.
Well, how do you know this?
It was on Instagram.
Are you kidding me? What the hell? What the
Kind of
hell?
random, but
Yeah, that's kind of random, but kind of weird. But anybody else have anything? Tommy, as a non-player, what do you think?
I mean, it looks cool, but at the same time, I could see me getting over it very quickly. Like, I mean, there's a certain point, I'd say the first, 2 hours, I'd be really oh, this is cool, moving around, you're Batman. But after a while, like you guys said, the strain I mean, I remember I tried your what was that one you brought to the
Gear VR.
Yeah, the Gear VR, and I mean, just 10 minutes of that, and my brain was already like, my eyes hurt, I was getting dizzy and shit. So I can only imagine like getting lost in the game. After a while, you can't play anymore. And then if it's not a full game, as you guys are saying, I can see once you've beaten it, and yeah, you could do it again and again, but it'll get to the point where it becomes redundant, and then you're just not gonna want to do it again. So it's cool, but there's also a lot of limitations and issues. I mean, it's still technology that's being developed, right? So I mean, it's a new concept now, which
it's being developed. It's more developing. They're limited in what they can do with the VR
for now.
Unless they add accessories to it. But with the console generations, they're really limited because they can only do so much because the console can only handle so much. So we'll see where it goes. But I think for $16, the experience is more than 2 hours worth of content, right? You have 2 hours of fun. If you think about it, if you only make what is the federal standard minimum, $7.75 out there in the world, $7, that's 2 hours and 2 hours and a half of work. Totally worth it.
Yeah,
totally worth it.
I agree.
If you're making minimum wage, I think it's worth it. You're gonna have a good time. If you're making minimum wage and you're still able to buy VR, then good for you. That means you don't have rent, and good luck. But at the end of the day, I think it's totally worth it. $16. Go out there and get it. I'm going to give it personally a rating of 8.5, and the 1.5 that I take off of it is because of the tracking. But that's PSVR's fault and not Batman's issue.
Yeah.
But it does make the game unplayable at times.
Yeah, it is what it is though. What was your rating?
8.5.
8.5. I'd probably give it about an 8 as well.
A solid 8. I would give it 8 penguins hanging upside down.
I'll give him 8. They broke his neck.
Oh my god. Ellie?
It's 1 through 10.
Okay, so this was like the first Batman game I played. One of the first
like ever?
game. Yeah, I know.
What
ever.
the
I never
fuck?
played any of them. I mean, I watched others being played, but I never played a Batman game. And I was intrigued with how this was going. I liked how the VR was, like the things you can do with it. I'm going to leave the tracking and all that aside. But for PlayStation VR, it wasn't bad. If it was playable for me for first experience, I can't really compare it with other games right now. And I didn't play into it too long, but I played it enough to be very intrigued and to really like the game for what I saw, and I want to play more of it. So actually, I will give it a 9.5.
Whoa.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
So you're giving it a high rating.
The only half is because what if it's not good?
So wait, your rating is on the expectation of maybe and an if?
That maybe it's actually as good as how I first played it. Like if it continues to be.
So you were on the excitement high.
Yeah.
If you played through it like
if I play it through and and I feel the same as how I first played it for that like half hour that I played it, then yeah, it would be a perfect 10. But that who knows if it's not. So that
supposedly, if you just go through all the experiences like as fast as possible, it lasts about an hour. But the way we're taking our time in each scene, probably longer.
Yeah. It lets me be aggressive, so that's a plus.
You crazy?
A little bit. She's a little crazy. Don't piss her off.
I use video games to calm myself, to channel my energy, how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling chill, I will play like Destiny, shoot a few things. But if I'm feeling really aggressive, I can still shoot things in Destiny.
I'm noticing a common theme.
I like to shoot things.
Second topic of the week: PlayStation VR overview.
So we're going to talk about PlayStation VR and its overview of all the games. Basically, just an overview of PlayStation VR itself. So, and we're going to talk about some of the demos that came with the system. If you bought the bundle deal, you got a game with it. And if you didn't buy the bundle deal, it should have still came with a demo, right?
It came with a pack of demos.
Yeah, a pack of demos, and if you bought the bundle, you got a secondary
You got
game,
VR Worlds, which
Yeah.
comes with little experiences.
which I need to try still. But I'll pop that in when I pop
I
that
think
in.
the main one is, I forget what it's called, Underworld something, and you have that gun and you're helping that criminal out.
Oh, I
And
like
they
that.
also have the Shark Tank one in there. I don't remember what it's called, VR Bot, something like that. It's the one where the little PlayStation robots.
Doesn't even know
Oh,
what it
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you can be that dragon.
Yeah.
And with the VR headset.
I played the cat one with my mom
Yeah.
and my dad.
Well,
It was really weird.
I played the one where I'm the guy with the VR headset on with Ellie, and I found out when I was talking to her that it has voice changer.
Yeah,
It's
the
hilarious.
cat one does.
Well, this one does too.
It sounded adorable. It was like I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
How did it sound?
So my
So I think they did a pretty good job with that to make an entertaining living room game.
the cat one. You remember the cat one, right?
Yeah.
So my parents came over and I had the PlayStation VR on my head. They came over to check up on me because they haven't seen me in 2 weeks. They're like, "Oh, you dead? Are you getting fit?" I'm like,
live in another
"Hey,
world."
Relax. Yeah, I still eat good. Don't worry about it. I got plenty of food on my plate because my mom's always worried about food and she wants to see me or see what I'm doing. I'm not on drugs or something crazy.
Okay, go to reaction.
So
Nobody cares.
they came in. I put the VR headset on while they're in the house. My dad's already bored as hell because he doesn't like to sit around. He likes to either go to sleep or eat. So he's sitting there and he's like, "What is that crazy ass stuff you put on your head?" I was like, "Hey, Dad, it's just a PlayStation VR." He looks at me. He's like, "Is that the stuff that you put on your head? You watch boobies?" I was like, "No, Dad, it's not for the boobies." So I put it on,
Boobies.
and he thought it was a booby thing, like to watch boobies close.
A porn watcher?
And I told him, "No, I'm gonna play this cat game with you guys." So they were the mice and I was the cat. And I was showing my mom that she's like, "This is so funny. Your voice is like a baby," because I was talking and my voice changed to a very high pitched tone. And they liked it. They thought it was really fun. My mom's like, "Dang it, I'm so bad at this game." My dad was like, "I don't know what's happening. I just die. I just want to eat and sleep." I was like, "All right, Dad." He wanted to see, like, he thinks that the VR games are a waste. He thinks that they should do tours with it.
Tours?
I
Oh, yeah,
agree.
World tours, like they should do like a 360 video where they walk with like a backpack, and he thinks that you should be able to do your own tours with it instead.
Well, they are kind of starting to do that.
If there is a game where you go like hiking at a place and you have a backpack with tools on how to survive, and at the same time you're walking through the actual landscape of this hiking location, that'd be really cool.
Like an Ark Survival, but like...
Exactly, but actual real places.
Holy shit!
Imagine this.
Chopping
Imagine
down trees
if
with shit all
like
day.
Let's make it.
You'd
I think-
probably like Edge of Nowhere on Oculus. You're hiking and avoiding monsters.
Oh, okay.
I think
Damn,
the,
well, just kill all the fucking...
Sorry, I'm just saying.
I think that
Jesus.
VR could be the death of Halloween mazes because you could just do Halloween mazes. You have to pay for a Halloween maze. You get
If it's done better than it is now, and like if maybe like 5-6 years from now, then yeah, probably yeah.
Well, I went to
Yeah, well, people still love the experience of going out with their friends and like
No,
huddling
I
around.
agree, but
That's
it's
never
also you could change that experience where each person gets a separate experience on a one, and everybody wears it. And everyone gets to watch that person go through that because you get to see what's on the screen while they're looking through their VR headset.
Yeah, maybe.
So if you're watching that person get scared,
Well,
that's an
that's
experience in itself.
expensive.
Imagine in
technology.
the future, even further down, like when tracking gets better, when the cameras are better, you can have multiple people in the same world, and you can actually like see where each other are, like perfectly well.
Oh my god, can you imagine Mortal Kombat on VR? Just
Exactly.
punch your fucking friend in the face and he actually gets hit.
Technically, with the Vive, the Vive technology, you could have that right now. They just need to improve like the play box.
Yeah,
size.
exactly. I mean, imagine that being like a giant room that, like, an empty warehouse where then you can create this whole
And you're
entire
just
maze.
walking around people and you actually touch them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's called green screen.
So
Green screen.
Doesn't change your actual experience.
Let me-
It changes the experience after.
let me start from the beginning then. So we were talking about impressions and overall. First thing I did, I got that thing in the box. The thing showed up at my house. I was super excited to open that sucker. I opened that sucker, and I saw that there was 4 boxes inside of one box. 2 major boxes, and inside the one box, there's 3 boxes. Other box, there's 1 box. And I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of setup. Came with a big-ass booklet. I think it was maybe 8 by 13 inches. So you got a big booklet that's step-by-step installation. Not hard, just a lot of cords.
They tried to make it as easy as possible, but yes, there are a lot of cords, and it's because of the little box that they use to cheat. Well, not cheat, but save resources and actually have it work.
Does your screen, or is it mine? I think it's everybody's. Does your screen look like shit when the PlayStation VR turns on? Like your TV screen?
Well, no, this is what I noticed. There's a lot of compression used on this thing. I tried playing games with, using the main feature where you can see the PlayStation screen without actually going to VR. There's some areas I can't notice the compression at all. There's others it's very obvious and looks very pixelated. So
have you looked at your TV screen while it's on? Try it next time when you start up. Just keep your VR headset off your head.
But I don't know if you
screen.
Noticed. There's like a circle inside the circle.
Yes, there is.
Inside the headset. If you go, it's a way of saving resources, I believe, too. I noticed this when I was at the PlayStation Experience. I played a demo in which you had to read something, and it was all blurry. All it was outside the circle was all blurry, and I never got the actual focus. I think they perfected this later, but there's a circle it's very easy to read text in.
Mm-hmm.
If you turn it a little bit to where you're not dead center, all of a sudden the text becomes very illegible. It becomes very blurry, and this had to be a way to save resources.
That's true. Have you ever, when you played Batman, if you put your hand up to your head and click a button, you go into a zoom mode, which kills 80% of the screen, 10% in focus.
Yeah.
That when you do that, the screen looks really good again. It really looks good on the television when you look at it on television. I'm just saying, I just remember that. There is a lot of cords that come with it, like we were just saying. What you see on this we're looking at right now is a PlayStation VR headset. It comes with that little box. It's very pretty. It comes with that little box that Will was talking about. It's their cheat.
Like a little mini PlayStation.
Basically, it's I didn't like that slide feature though. I hate that slide feature.
It's so that the cables can be plugged in easily, but then it snaps back to where it looks normal.
Why not just leave it functional?
Because the cables have little boxes on them. If that makes sense.
Well, they could have just stayed the same on both sides.
They did try to make it easier.
It just made it weird because I would try to put it away and it would slide back and forth. I was like, hey, stupid thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this is not all the cords, by the way. There's more cords.
So this has a headpiece that goes on your cap and for your eyes.
This is basically a hat.
Wow.
Okay.
How would you think it support it?
Well, I know his the Oculus or whatever you brought.
Yeah. What sets this apart from the other headsets is this is basically like a visor, and the actual.
Does it have speakers built into the sides?
No. You see that white box on the ground right there with looks like a volume controls?
Yeah.
That's where you hook up a headphone.
The actual display is
cool if they put the headphones.
The actual display is not touching your face at all.
Oh.
You just slide it back and forth to whatever you want. But the only thing touching your head is here. And for extended playthroughs, it's actually pretty comfortable.
So it doesn't let your eyes get all sweaty like the other one.
Your forehead still gets sweaty.
Well, yeah, because
but not as much.
But what about the eye? Because I remember when I played with his Oculus, whatever it was.
You got the raccoon eyes.
Yeah, the raccoon eyes, and it was all sweaty and shit. This doesn't do that, right?
It still does a little bit, but it doesn't give the
not
raccoon
as much.
eyes.
It's more comfortable. I could play it with Oculus Rift. If I played for an hour and a half, I started getting, I think they call it VR face, where it's a big ring around your face, and Oculus Rift is the most comfortable out of all the headsets actually rest on your face. This one you don't get that at all. I was playing Rigs, I think, for 3 hours straight.
Jesus Christ!
I was really enjoying that game.
Yeah, no
and it didn't really. My head
you don't answer text messages.
Whatever. My head was actually pretty comfortable still, and I didn't have any VR face, but.
How are your eyes?
They're fine.
How many?
I didn't get very much motion sickness or eye pain. It just comes with or eye strain.
That's something we can talk about too. On Oculus Rift store, they have warnings that this is a game that's not very friendly for people that get motion sick easy, and they have a rating system for that. For PlayStation VR, they kind of tried to streamline this. So instead of that, they have where your periphery vision gets blocked. So when you're in motion, it blocks your periphery vision to a little box. And they do that so it's less going on, less immersiveness, so you're not becoming motion sick. And they kind of had that as a feature in Adrift, to where you could hit this button and you center, and it comes to this little box, so you don't feel very motion sick. With PlayStation VR, they use the same thing, but it's a standard feature in a lot of the games.
Which I would think it's because they're trying to save resources as well.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with resources. It's all motion sickness, because you can turn it off. I turned it off on mine too. On rigs, it was by default on. I turned it off because it's not as immersive. It's not as cool.
Oh wow. I didn't have any motion sickness. I played.
I didn't have any motion sickness with rigs either. I was really having fun in it, and it had all the stuff off to where you would have no motion sickness. I did get a little queasy after 3 hours of play though.
Oh yeah,
I need a little break.
So would anybody.
I got motion sickness.
From what? What game?
She got motion sickness just from
all of it.
Yeah, just from playing a standard game.
I think it's just I'm not used to it, but going back to comfort level, I thought it was comfortable. And just a really quick note, it's comfortable for people that wear glasses. It's not a problem.
My wife liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Vive, how was that with your glasses?
It was a lot more snug. It was kind of
but
like...
the glasses fit.
They fit, but it was a lot more snug. I felt like my glasses were jamming onto my face, and the actual VR set was like okay. Like if I didn't have my glasses, it'd probably be a lot more comfortable, but with glasses not as comfortable.
Well, Vive's the most uncomfortable one there is, because it rests on the top of your head.
Yeah, so all the pressure,
a lot of weight on your head.
Yes,
on your face.
So there's a lot of I felt it a lot on my cheekbones and stuff. So like that just crushes your glasses against you. So it's not comfortable as it's not bad, but it's not comfortable enough as like the PlayStation VR. PlayStation VR almost seems like it was, it's comfortable, especially since that feature where you can adjust it how far to your face you want it. So that's just for glasses. Like it's great.
That sounds like it's a good feature.
It's like an everyman's VR.
Yeah,
it fits because
one
my
size
wife
fits all. Yeah.
My wife loved how easy it was for her to have her glasses on because her eyes aren't great.
Oh yeah,
she was just like, this is so easy, and because my brother had the Gear VR and she tried it, I think, and it like really pushed her glasses in, and she's like, can't see anything.
Yeah, like even with the Vive, taking the Vive off, my glasses fell out.
Yeah,
it had no problem with PlayStation.
The only flaw I think to the PlayStation VR headset design is
there's no headphones.
Well, it's hard to put headphones on.
I want speakers built
if you want headphones on,
I want it to be a helmet.
If you want headphones on, it has really thick sides.
Yeah,
and the headphones don't sit on correctly unless you have headphones that like go way far from your face.
Are you talking about inner ear? Don't they have the earbuds?
They have the earbuds, but if you want actual headphones,
like built into the
didn't they make an accessory for it though? Like headphones that work just for the VR, PlayStation VR.
I don't think so.
It's on the side of the box.
They're advertising the Platinum
headset.
Remember the one
I saw that weird like gun thing.
Maybe those will work with it. Maybe you'll have enough space. I think the ones that Ellie is wearing, the gold headset, might work, but the ones I'm wearing don't.
The stringless?
Probably because it's so close right here. Yeah, and that's why. Because when I put them on, it sits like this.
I really wish it didn't have that many cords. It ate up a USB slot.
Yeah. So if I'm gonna order the headset setups in order, like of difficulty to install, the Vive's the top, not because of the amount of cords necessarily, but because you have to mount these little laser blasters in your room at a correct height and have to sync up to each other and be correctly exact, and you have to go to your computer. There's really only the cable that connects from the headset to this little box to your computer. So that's like, as far as cables is not difficult. The difficult part is putting the boxes up. PlayStation VR, lots and lots of cables. You have the cord that comes from your VR headset and that goes to this little extender, and then the extender goes into the little box that is basically a splitter and the frame tweener.
One cord from the PlayStation VR is a power cord, and the next one's an HDMI cord, I think.
Yeah, and then I think it's more than just power, but yeah, probably power and
power and data.
And then you get the little splitter thing, right? The splitter has power.
Yeah.
The splitter has a USB port that plugs into the PlayStation 4. And I thought, this is dumb. You have to take one of the front ports of the PlayStation 4 with that.
Exactly.
It's really ugly. I don't know why you can't go. Why didn't they put a USB port in the back, especially if they're planning for PlayStation VR from the beginning? Because they had the little bar on the controller.
Yeah.
They said it was a plan from the beginning, so why didn't they put a USB port in the back? It's kind of
exactly, because then now I can't even it takes up so much room in my little box I have it in.
I mean, you can put an extender. I mean, I had to put a hub in because I have so many ports I have to take up now for the PlayStation.
What the hell is you plugged in there?
I have the headphone thing, and then I plugged in the USB cables for the controllers and the regular controller.
Oh, to charge them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have a
you need to
charge station.
You need to buy that charge station.
I don't have the room. There's so many things.
Make room. But yeah, it came with a setup thing, and it had 6 cord sets?
Yeah.
5 cord sets?
Well, and then from the splitter box, you had the power, you had the USB cable that goes to the PlayStation, then you have the HDMI cable that goes to the PlayStation, and then you have the HDMI cable that goes to your actual TV. So these are a lot of cords. That kind of adds up. And then you also have the cable that plugs into the headphones that plug into your headset.
Your VR headset.
Yeah. I really hate those headphones. I hate the headphones that have the little rubber piece that fits in your ear. They always come out. They always irritate my ear. I don't like them.
If you don't like them, if you don't like the headphones are actually really good.
They're not bad quality. They feel cheap.
But the sound quality is good.
Yeah.
For what you're getting, it's good. But honestly, the comfortability, and there's a sensor in the head ring. I don't know if you noticed this.
Yeah, there's in all headsets they have this. It's detected if your head is inside the headset.
Yeah. So because I took it off for a second, and it's like, please put your head back in. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Put your goddamn head back. I'm sorry.
You could put your finger there to kind of trick it. And then in the next headset after that, as far as ease of install, would be the Oculus Rift. You just plug in your camera, which is USB port. You plug in your headset, which is USB port and an HDMI port. Done.
So now I guess the interesting thing now would be, how are they going to improve it from here?
I think
that's going to be the cool thing to see.
I think the PlayStation VR is pretty limited on improvement as of this console.
The step up from here would be a different tracking system, because this tracking system sucks.
It really does.
It's the worst. I would say, from what Will's told me, it's probably the worst of the 3.
As far as tracking, yeah.
Are you saying that the Xbox Kinect is even better?
No, that's not what we're saying.
It's not far.
Yeah,
at least not the one that's on the Xbox One. It's not far from that. The 360, maybe it's a little bit better. I mean, because the Move was better on tracking with the controllers. But
you know what would be cool? Having a driving game with this. Having it immersed with
they do have it. They have it
all together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
I have Drive Club.
Yeah, Drive Club.
Yeah. You can come try it someday.
They also have it. They also have it in Oculus Rift, and they have that experience on Vive too. It's been out for a while.
I just want to be a friend.
It's cool. You build a rig and put the helmet on and shit. And just,
you do.
Yeah. Cool.
But
I might want to buy one now.
I know it's not the best, looking, or the tracking isn't the best, but for the cost that you're getting it for, which is only I think $700 in total.
Yeah. So Ellie, I did an experiment with Ellie, because she had never played Job Simulator. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, she did play Job Simulator. She just forgot about it on Vive. So I had her. We had her try Job Simulator on PlayStation VR.
Very difficult.
And then immediately go to.
Did she try the job of the intern?
Then she immediately went to the Job Simulator on Vive. So, what'd you think of the difference between the two? How is it different?
So, when I played on the PlayStation, just because I forgot how the game was played, I thought maybe I was like, what is wrong with this game? Why is it being so difficult on grabbing things? Why can't I pour this cup of coffee
Not
in
to
my
mention
mug?
the calibration was a pain in the ass, right?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't even calibrated right. Maybe that's why I was having so much difficulty grabbing a mug.
Was that annoying for you, the calibration?
For PlayStation VR?
No, for Job Simulator.
Yeah, for PlayStation VR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was annoying.
Yeah.
Because it would, how it said height?
Yeah.
Stand height? That was where it messed up. So I'll be standing, all of a sudden nowhere, one time I'm playing, and I set it up correctly, and all of a sudden nowhere, I'm freaking the giant. and I'm like 15 feet above everybody, and
You
I'm
are
like,
giant.
what the F is
No, yeah, then I felt like a midget. Like I couldn't reach anything.
You are a midget.
Well, Allie was playing this.
Just kidding.
My wife was playing this, and she got slightly motion sick
Really?
because she was trying to plug in the computer. And she kept doing it. And she's like, I'm getting dizzy. I was like, what?
I was surprised when I was playing this is that they do have one area that you can't touch, but you can't really tell. So it's like maybe a little bit more than 180 degrees than I was thinking it would be. But like even in Batman VR, when you turn around, they make it so you can't actually do anything with the controllers, otherwise you die. And in this one, they just make it so there's space that nothing happens. Did you notice that?
No.
Like when you turn away from the camera?
Oh, yeah.
Because they can't track the controllers at all when you're away from the camera.
Right. I just didn't. There was nothing to do. There's not really much to do there.
Yeah, it was just the cubicle wall.
Yeah.
And I guess it's actually, they could probably have this in mind from the beginning. It's kind of the same on PlayStation VR, except you can actually do stuff still in those areas.
Yeah, I just from when I was playing, it didn't really. You don't really. I like.
Yeah, you don't really even notice.
Need anything. I thought it was great. Only thing was that they set up in the beginning. It was really hard to grab things. I agree with you.
I didn't do the experiment myself, but I was watching it on the TV, and it seemed a lot like larger on PlayStation VR. Maybe that was just the preview box, while you had more to see on the computer. But maybe that was just the aspect ratio of what was being shared on the screen.
No, yeah, there was definitely like a difference in how you view things. I just can't pinpoint it right now because it's been a little while.
Yeah.
Like 2 days.
But it's kind of funny to watch Ellie. She went from like really struggling to get one cup of coffee, and she was like, looked like she had Parkinson's when she was trying to put it like into the coffee maker.
Oh my God.
Like
and
shake,
then
shake.
On the Vive, it was like day and night. I'm like,
Yeah, on the Vive,
on
the Vive, she like got sugar and like
It's like she's
was
working
like
at
tossing,
Starbucks.
and like yeah, it was
yeah,
good
I'm a
Starbucks worker.
barista status there. Yeah.
See, when I was doing, I didn't have that much issues with it, but I could tell my wife was having problems because she plays games, but she had a hard time plugging that computer in, and after that, she got real sick. So that's the Vive.
Yeah, that's an example of the precision on Vive. They take a green screen and you can see what's going on in the green screen and what's going on in the game. Is that precise?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, PlayStation VR is nowhere near that level.
Yeah,
I like how the guy's in an office suit.
but isn't the Vive like $1,000?
It's $800.
Yeah, so you're paying double, little less, more.
Well, it's like the Oculus Rift. Oculus Rift is $500. It's $200 for the tracking controllers plus $8 for a second camera.
Imagine a guy who works in the office every day.
But
Like,
what I'm saying is this Vive is what, 800, so that's two.
Yeah, and then
PlayStation
the
VRs.
Oculus Rift would be $780.
Yeah, so it's almost two. I'm not comparing the prices to say what you're getting, but yeah, you're gonna get a lot more precision with the Vive, I think, than you would with PlayStation VR. But it is double the price, and for the everyman out there that does have a PlayStation, I highly, highly recommend getting the VR.
I would say PlayStation VR is at its strongest for seated experiences.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
for Blood Rush, which is Ellie's favorite game.
Yes, it is. I want to play more.
You use the tracking controllers, but it doesn't seem to be that much of a disadvantage
Oh yeah, like there wasn't a problem with that at all.
because you're not really reaching out. You're kind of
No,
it's
just
using I
shooting
think
everything.
tilts more than positioning. One of the games I'm enjoyed most, Riggs, doesn't use motion tracking that much, and that's a seated experience, and that I felt was one of the very best strengths of the headset. Anything that you're just like sitting down in one spot, like a cockpit game or a shooter doesn't require like precision shooting quite so much, is where you'll get the most enjoyment. If I'm going to go into screen quality, I was really impressed with the screen quality of PlayStation VR for the price.
Yeah,
I think as far as like
a pretty screen call, really.
yeah, as
good.
far as screen quality, I think it's actually the best.
Is it really?
Yeah, the screen door effect is the smallest out of the headsets
Yeah.
from what I can see. Oculus Rift had a trick to kind of get rid of it. Instead, you have like sideways lines.
Mm-hmm.
The Vive is really bad. You can see all the little dots.
I noticed that when I was playing Batman. Try it when you go play Batman.
When you have a black
Screen, when you turn to the left, you'll see a white line show up on the left, and when you turn to the right, there's a white line on the right. Check it out on the PlayStation VR. But I thought the screens look beautiful.
Yeah. So if I can rate the quality of the screen, it'd probably be PlayStation VR top, and then probably Oculus Rift / Gear VR, and then Vive on the bottom. As far as screen quality, as far as like resolution, and the Vive and the Oculus have the PSVR beat there because they have 110 degrees view, while the PSVR only has 100. But the comfortability, how comfortable it is to wear, and the fact that you have hardly any screen door effect kind of makes up for that.
Right. I would say that from what I've tried with Gear VR and my brother's stuff, I think this is the most comfortable, has the best screens.
Oh, and they don't have Fresnel lenses. Right. So part of the disadvantage of that is it's harder to read text on the sides.
Right.
And the other part is you don't have the glare.
You want to explain what a Fresnel lens is?
A Fresnel lens is they use this for lighthouses. It takes light and bends it to go straight, kind of. Right. So it takes angled light and bends it to go straight. So you kind of end up with a glare. You know how like you're wearing glasses and you see like a glare from lights? Mm-hmm. You get that kind of effect from a Fresnel lens on the VR headset. With the PlayStation VR, you don't have that at all. It's like you're just seeing something in front of you. Which makes the effect that you want.
Yeah.
So there's advantages and disadvantages to both. There's a reason why they went with the Fresnel lenses on the Vive and the Oculus Rift. They wanted to have clarity of it throughout the whole lens. But they both are good for what they are.
So, if I'm reading you correctly, you're stating, and I believe this true, is that the PlayStation VR has the best looking screens, most comfortable. Only difference is the tracking is the worst.
Tracking is the worst,
and that is his biggest weakness. But the other two things are great for the price.
The quality.
Cords are not a problem.
The quality of the screen is very good, but again, one of the disadvantages is that they have to compress the text. So you can't see the text as well too. So remember, that was one of the things of Fresnel lenses.
Yeah,
is you can see very well on the outsides. So you kind of get an overall better quality picture with that, and that's why they did it. But with the PlayStation, they have to take tricks anyway, so it doesn't really hurt too much. So, like I said, that the advantage and disadvantage.
The good thing is that when you think about it this way, the PlayStation really has a limited amount of power comparative to a computer. Right, because a basic built computer is basically a PlayStation, right? Like a bottom tier computer.
Yeah, it's a computer.
Yeah, so then if you think about it this way, PlayStation tricks that they put into this VR headset are impressive for what you're getting.
But I thought it was very cool how they're actually using these tricks to get the price point for base entry price computer of Oculus Rift, though. Because remember, Space Warp. So now...
Yeah.
For the same price of a PlayStation, you can build a computer they can use with their Oculus Rift.
Imagine if they made a PlayStation where they also had upgrades that you could buy and upgrade it if you wanted to on your own, like a computer. You can build up to it.
You could do it with the PlayStation 4. I upgraded my hard drive.
No, like everything else though, like even like from graphics, processor, all that.
But then what's the point of buying a PlayStation then? Just buy a computer.
Yeah.
Exclusive shit.
So just well, there are some good exclusives like the Batman VR experience, and that's of course why I bought this, even though I have other VR headsets, is I wanted the exclusive experiences that has to offer. But
plus, I think they're they're going to have the most games, right? Out of the three.
Well, to say that it has the most games isn't technically true. And maybe the highest quality, consistent experiences.
I can't wait for
the
Xbox
amount of games that you have on Vive on the Steam store is like tons. Maybe a lot of them are shit. But there's tons and tons of games on there.
Right. No, I know. And it's because people can put anything on Steam.
Yeah, it's open marketplace.
Like Android marketplace, which is lots of shitty stuff.
Yeah, it's not quite that bad though. You have to be green lit if you're going to be able to get a game on
What I meant
Steam.
is it's kind of like an Android store, the Play Store, but you'd get more... I guess there's more regulation there, but I think
a little bit more regulation than I'd say like the Apple Store, which is more regulation than the Google Play Store.
In my head, in my mind, I think PlayStation VR. If you like games, you're a gamer, and you want to really try something and you have a PlayStation and you're not really invested on a good computer, get yourself a PlayStation VR. It won't hurt. It's like what, $399, $499? How much is it? $399. Right?
The base is $399. If you want to get the package that comes with the camera and the Move controllers, for like the Batman VR, you would need those controllers. That's $500.
Yeah, so you're gonna pay $500. It's basically buying another PlayStation, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have a great time playing a system. Basically, you're saving. So entry level for Oculus Rift is $500. The entry level for this is $400, plus $20 for the camera. So you're saving at least $100 pretty much if you're going to go with this, and you already have if you already have a PlayStation, you're saving what it would cost for the computer as well. Basically, and the cool thing is that if it continues, if a lot of people get on it, especially like PlayStation VR, because it's like basically every man's VR, I think you're going to end up, there's going to be more games coming out for this console. You're going to end up having more exclusive content from PlayStation developers, and you never know, there might be games that will have a dual disc.
What do you think about like the other console companies, like Xbox, Nintendo?
Xbox,
you think they're gonna
they said straight up they're gonna be supporting headsets. What headset that's gonna be, I don't know. They have a close relationship with Oculus. They could be having the Scorpio support Oculus in the future, but they've had a lot of recent relationships with Vive too, so I have no idea what's going to happen. Maybe it'll support both, but I don't really think they're going to be having a first party headset at this point.
I don't think that I think Xbox is doing the cautious game where they're going to say we're going to let other people develop for right now, and we already tried the Kinect and the Kinect kind of failed, so we're going to sit back and let other people do it, and then we'll come into the party later.
I think they're also looking into that. People already invested a lot of money in these headsets. If they don't want to, not going to want to spend more in a headset. And
yeah, they're late to the game.
Yeah, they have this other headset they're working on, the AR headset.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's really good. I heard.
Yeah, it's good, but it's a different kind of experience. It's like more for augmented reality, not really gaming kind of stuff. So
right.
For those kinds of experiences, you need lots of space. Mm-hmm. And it's not really doesn't really work out for the kind of experience that VR is currently offering.
Like Robert Downey Jr. in the last Avengers movie, right? Civil War, when he did that thing like a TED Talk.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like that, right? Like that weird room with his parents, though, and he was a baby Robert Downey Jr. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, what do you give it for its rating for the PlayStation VR, and overall give it, Ellie?
Well,
uh-oh.
Well, the VR,
stay tuned,
PlayStation
folks.
VR is worth purchasing just so you can play Blood Rush. Like I just saw the video clip of it. That video clip does no justice for it as how like when you are actually using the VR, it looks so much cooler and you can shoot things and it's really cool. And it's so textured and it's wonderful. And I want to go play it now. Can I play it? I don't want to play.
So Ellie thinks it's worth it for the first party content.
It's worth it for that game. I mean, the other games, they look cool. It looks cool. It's playable. It's more affordable.
Woman, what do you rate it?
This is tough. I'm feeling generous today. I'll give it a 9.
What?
So many 9s.
9 is so heavy.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for being the first PlayStation VR. I mean, I could see it being so much better in the future, and it's wonderful.
So what did you think about it, Will?
If I could give it a rating, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. The tracking portion of it just is not there, and they should have done a lot better job with that. I don't know what they could have done to make it better. High resolution cameras, just make it happen. It's very disappointing to me. But like I said, what I was really happy with was the fact I was able to wear it for 3 hours playing rigs. And by the way, rigs, I had a super easy time with it too. It was even match made with people, and when I was playing it, I was kicking their butts, like actual online people.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing. I thought it was way too easy.
Yeah, but then when I was playing the computer later on, just all of a sudden I started getting my ass handed to me. I was like, "What the hell happened?" I was doing this. I was like the king of this game not too long ago, and then all of a sudden
Then he sucked.
Yeah, then the the difficulty rating like totally went up. I was like, "What the hell just happened?"
I remember scoring 5 goals in the game. 5.
Yeah, no, I was beating everybody. I was beating everybody until I went up to like a certain rank, and then all of a sudden it came hard as shit. But I still like that game a lot because it's really fast-paced mech warrior, basically. But back to the rating. For seated experiences like that, seated experiences that you just want to like a nice, comfortable, high-quality screen in front of you. I even like played just when I didn't want to lay down. It doesn't work as well as it should for laying down because you have that big piece in the back of your head. But it works, and you can just play standard PlayStation with the headset on, laying down, and I enjoyed it. So 7 out of 10.
That's not bad.
I want them to bring guns, like remember the old Super Nintendo? They had the little duck hunt gun.
They have it.
They have like an actual gun you can use for the VR.
Yeah, you just put the Move controller in it.
Oh, that's so cool.
They have they had it before, I think.
Yeah, they had it for Move, but hopefully now it's better now that there's 2 cameras. But I don't know.
I was thinking maybe. Here's my thing. I was thinking maybe that it came with that extra console, that gondole thing in the top. So my thing here is that PlayStation gave you a extra box so it can do that extra work. You would think that would have a USB port built into it, so you could put a secondary camera in it, so it can run 2 cameras on it. So 2 cameras in the front, 2 cameras in the back, so you'd have a 360 view.
I think the processing power required for that, just they didn't plan for it.
Yeah, so I would think so.
Or they did, and they're saving it for the next release, so they have something for you to buy.
Plus, the play space would be so small. I mean, they could do it. I just don't know how good it would be.
Oh, look, this is a driving one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna rate it piece by piece. I give the tracking about a 6 out of 10. I've had some problems with it. The tracking is not so good. It's not because it's just because it's relying on old technology, like 3-year-old technology, whatever, 5-year-old technology, right?
Yeah,
the Move technology, and they really wanted to make it cheap. That's how they save money, is in that technology. I give it a 6 out of 10 for that. But the comfortability and all that stuff, I give it a 9. So
overall,
the overall is going to be like a 7.5, almost an 8. So you're looking at a 7.5. The comfortability is out. My wife wearing it with glasses surprised me. She put it on there. She was like playing the game for 20-30 minutes. She's like, I don't even have any pain.
When you tighten it in the back, you know how it tightens? Did you over tighten it? All of a sudden it was like a vice on your head. I thought it was a little bit too easy to do that, or maybe I just have a big head.
I felt the strain of it on my head, but the only reason I had that strain, I never used that crank wheel to tighten it.
Yeah, I don't really have to. It always tells you to do it, though.
I just never did it because it's automatically tightened on my head, maybe because I have a giant head, but I never had that. The comfortability is hot there. The screens look beautiful, so I give it an 8. And for the cost, I mean, you can't beat it. People are going to go... If you have a PlayStation, recommended, I would say go buy it. It gives you another version of gameplay that you may fall in love with, and then you may want to try again. And all games can come with a secondary disc, which would be really cool, that has VR stuff on it for that game, like things that you may wanted to see up close but you couldn't. Maybe content that you may want to see, like walk around the office where they built the game. I think it's great. I give it an 8 out of 10 overall. Good job, PlayStation, for making the technology cheap and accessible, and you're bringing more people into the game. Even though that Oculus said you can run it on a $300 computer, I really think this is the only option for the people that already have PlayStations and they don't want to build a computer. Go out there and try it. You may love the new game style, like that's basically point of view, and it gets a new world in there. I loved it a lot. I didn't think I was going to like it this much, Will, honestly. I thought I was going to like it, but I didn't think I was going to like it this much.
I'm glad it grew on you.
Yeah. Only thing I don't like about it is the sweatiness. My head gets a little sweaty, but it comes because the headset's really tight on your head, and that's it. But what a great system! I trip on the cord. Do you trip on the cord sometimes? Like it pulls out. I pulled it out.
I guess I'm kind of used to walking around cords.
Oh,
Well, I do like that. It's kind of thinner on your head. It's a thinner cord because, like, for Vive, for example, has a very thick cable coming from your head. So it's if you can really feel it when you turn your head sometimes on the Vive. This, when you turn your head, you feel it, especially since your little audio jack is there, but it's not quite as bad. The most comfortable. So as far as comfortability, I'm a little torn between PlayStation VR and the Oculus Rift, because when you put the Oculus Rift on, it's very, very light. I mean, it's on your face, but it's very, very light overall. It's very like well balanced, and the headphones are built in right there. You can barely even tell they're there. This one, you have the earbuds, and it's not built in for headphones to kind of work with it that well, and it's kind of like a vice. You can actually feel it on the front and the back. It's not balanced that evenly,
right?
But like I said, long periods of time is more comfortable than the Oculus Rift. So I'm kind of torn, but probably overall, it's still PSVR is still the most comfortable.
Question of the week, guys. Recently, IGN made a fake ad for an exclusive Star Wars show on Netflix. Should Netflix do this, or is this too much Star Wars, and could this hurt the Star Wars universe?
I think they should spend their content on the films. I think a little bit too much would be.
So you mean like a Star Wars?
They tried to do Star Wars TV show before.
Star Wars, like basically a Star Wars Netflix show.
That would be cool. I would love to see that for, like, imagine the old Republic back in the day of, like,
you mean like KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2? Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah, that area. That would be cool to watch.
They're probably going to, that's what the rumor is they're probably going to go with like a KOTOR or Knights of the Old Republic style.
Because there's a lot of content.
Then you're going to get Star Wars fatigue. And
no, you're not. I mean, if you don't want to watch it, don't fucking watch it. But if people who want to watch it, you can watch it.
No, I feel like it'd be too much, especially with the movies coming out every year. I feel like that's already enough anticipation. If I feel like,
look, I mean, there's already all these superhero shit going on, right?
Yeah, and I'm getting overwhelmed,
and people
I hate it now.
Still watch it.
I watch it and I don't like it.
People watch it, but there's like all these obscure heroes coming out. Like, oh, this is Calendar Guy. He writes calendars.
Like, well, yeah. See, that's because they're running out of, like, there's so much story.
It's not that they're running out. It's that they're picking out everything they have.
Hey, Calendar Guy is a really popular villain.
I know he is. Calendar Man.
Calendar Man.
Yeah, he's a popular villain for Batman villain. But I'm just saying,
he was in Arkham City. He was a pretty cool villain. You can go to him on Halloween Day. He says something. I forget.
I think every holiday he says.
Every
something.
holiday he says something.
Yeah, like Christmas, he says something too. But at the end of the day, you're gonna end up. I think it's too much. I think they should
try it. I mean, at least once and see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, because
they're gonna make money regardless. There's gonna be people that are gonna like it.
Because remember the whole animation series they had.
George Lucas wanted to do this though, and it didn't work out.
That's because most of the shit he wanted
to do. The animation thing, like, didn't their first attempt, what was it, like Star Wars, the Clone Wars, it wasn't a big success. I mean, it was popular with fans, but then it didn't really pick up with every fan. But as soon as they started doing Rebels, it picked up a lot. But I mean, that was just like their second attempt at it.
That's the story, though. The story is
it was the story.
I did like Rebels.
So that's why I think if they do something with the Old Republic and shit like that, the Knights of the Old Republic, and they make it kind of gritty and darker, people will watch it. Hell, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I could see them watching it, but as for timing, it might be just that. At least for me, it's just the timing. It's like, gotta time it at the right time.
I mean, I think they should just... They should do that and forget the whole Rogue One. That's my.
You don't think it looks good?
It looks good, but it's like you're beating a story that's already been told.
What if there's twists that you don't?
Who gives a shit? It's already done. We already know how it ends.
So then it's a TV show. It's already been done. It's just
no, the Old Republic is a series that we haven't talked about.
Yeah, I think if they do the Old Republic, it will be very intriguing. You're getting a lot of people that are old fans that want to play and watch.
There's a lot of characters you don't know. There's no fucking Anakin and all that shit. It's a whole different enemy, a whole different heroes.
We'll see where that goes. But at the end of the day, I think that if they do a show, you're going to get a little bit of fatigue. It's going to happen with anything. By the way, Will, I want to go back to one thing. That new HBO show, Westworld, basically is VR, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, like living in a game world. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just want to say that.
Okay.
Anyway, you got to watch that show. I think that show is something we should all watch. So we'll see if we get into that next. Maybe not this next episode. Maybe a couple episodes from now we'll talk about it. But so, what do you think, Will? Do you think it's too much for Star Wars universe?
Yeah, I think it may be going a little bit too overboard. I think take it one step at a time. See if the film revenue kind of dies down. See if the fans think it's too much. I'm not even sure if Rogue One and then the Han Solo movie and all this other stuff they have planned is going to be overboard or not. I mean, I'm excited for Rogue One, but am I going to be excited for the movie after that? I don't know.
We'll see, yeah, because I think if Rogue One doesn't do well,
I mean, have you guys...
that will be a wake-up call for their secondary films.
I mean, can you guys recall any, like, franchise or series of things where there's movies coming out and there's a TV series of it?
Not really.
Marvel.
Marvel's doing. Marvel's
that's
doing.
right. Ugh.
And DC.
And I'm getting over it already.
Marvel's doing it though, but Marvel isn't doing the same character in a show.
They had Agents of Shield,
right.
and then the Avengers
Exactly.
movies.
That's why I'm saying if they did Star Wars, they should do the Old Republic stuff. There's not the same characters they're talking about.
No,
in the
they
movies.
could do that, but at the end of the day, I think Marvel isn't doing the same TV. Their movie universe people are not their TV universe people. So if they're going to do a show, it has to not be the movie universe people. So it can't
It
be.
should be
Anakin.
Christopher Nolan doing a TV series.
Okay. We'll see.
Dark as hell.
We'll see where we go.
That wouldn't count as actual
Shut your dirty mouth.
as an actual Star Wars movie. That'd be an action movie labeled as Star Wars.
That's true.
You shut your mouth.
So Will is not in for it. I think it's a little bit too early to call. Ellie also says that, but Tommy
much.
says he likes it.
I put my foot down on this goddamn decision.
Well, that wraps up this week's Confessions. Join us next week for more discussions and opinions and things that pique our interest. If you have any confessions you would like to make and discuss with us, feel free to send it our way. If you go to nerdconfessions.net, there'll be a Contact Us link up there on the toolbar. You can always click that. You can always send us a like or share us, review us on any of our social media platforms. If you want to go ahead and send us a tweet, we'll take that as well. And don't forget, you can find our previous episodes and bonus content on the website, nerdconfessions.net. This is Nerd Confessions, signing off.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Don't play
Bye.
games with my heart.
PlayStation VR.
I love you.
Logging out of Nerd Confessions. Connections terminated. Transmission over.